Hello, 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 hello. How are you all doing? I hope you are all doing very, very well. I'm gonna just skip the lovely little streaming intro that I usually do, where we have the streaming soon and my intro, because I'm a little bit late. My daughter's just kind of sucky today. I think she knows she's going back to school, and she just, wanted to spend time with me. It was very, very sweet. I was like, Mommy's got to do a live stream though, sweetheart. Which she thinks it's really cool. I do YouTube. She thinks it's the coolest thing. So hello, Joe. Joe is one of my members. He became a knight. Joe is our knight. So thank you, Joe. If you guys want to be a member, you can click the join button. You guys are crazy because you're joining as knights, and I'm like, hey, I did make a cheaper option for you. Hello, vicious creatures. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. So, guys, this live stream I wasn't going to do today because it kind of came. It was like a last minute thing. I had sort of stopped following Kate for a bit just because I had already done a couple of videos on her. Hey, Tupac. Good to have you. Mod my chat, man. So, literally, I was like, gonna leave Kate alone. I'll tell you right now. Modern alternative mama, Kate, her real name. Because I had already done a couple of videos of her. And if you guys know me, I don't like to do the same video on people like all the time. And so basically I was like, I'm not gonna cover her for a couple months and I'm gonna leave her alone. And then one of my friends, all right, Pac, I'll be there. One of my friends literally wrote me and they were like, listen, I know you said you were gonna leave Kate alone, and so I haven't really sent you much stuff on Kate. So I have a few friends that kind of follow her all the time. There's also a Facebook group open that follows a lot of her stuff. It's really interesting. And so they were like, I know you weren't going to do Kate, but we got a problem. She's opened up this app. And I was like, what do you mean an app? Well, an app like Facebook, Instagram. It's actually a lot like Reddit. Oh God, you guys can't see that, but you can only get it for your phone. All right. So I had to screenshot a bunch of stuff and put it in a folder for this stream because I was like, I can't screen share from my phone. I tried. I was messing around with this earlier today and I was like, can I just go through it on my phone? Apparently not. So I had to download this thing and check it out because I posted this up. So she decided to open this app because Facebook has been cracking down on her. Now, why would Facebook be cracking down on her, you're wondering? Well, it's because Modern Alternative Mama is actually very, very heavily anti-vax. Heavily anti-vax. Oh, look at that. Pac just donated $1. Thank you, my man. You're the first person to donate to me on stream. I'll always remember that now. So literally, she's anti-vax. She runs Earthly Wellness, which is it's an MLM. They try to hide it as an affiliate program, which we've kind of been noticing that MLMs are starting to do this now. They're always trying to stay one step ahead of us. I don't know if you guys watched the Recovering Hunbot, but she and Antibot did this amazing live stream the other night. God, I was cracking up. Where it was the MLM basically talking about how they're scared of us. A whole article dedicated to them being scared of us and our voices out here, especially here on YouTube. I guess we're a lot of us started in this last year, especially. There's a big boom on YouTube. Basically since about mid 2019, say we've been just pumping out anti-MLM content like mad out here, and new creators coming. And honestly, a lot of us grow our channels very quickly. I'm kind of like the slowest growing one out here because I'm awful at promoting. So basically, like, they're scared of us. Kate runs Earthly Wellness. And so she's decided that she's going to make it like an affiliate program. And a lot of the MLMs have kind of been doing this to trick people. They know that they have bad reputations. They know that we're spreading awareness and educating everyone on what they're really about. So they've been trying to like combat it, come up with new ways that they can get people to join. So one of the ways that you'll see companies doing that is if they make it an affiliate program, but then there's also an option to join in the MLM. And then it's also an MLM. So she has 7 tiers in her MLM, and she posts often on Facebook about the products. They are health and wellness products. She claims that they're all natural, which we'll get into that eventually. We're going to do a whole video where we're going to go through like all of the products and the ingredients, and it will be a lot of fun. I've been working on that now because, oh my God, there's a lot of products in these things. And she has like essential oils, and she's all about the holistic medicine. All about it. Just holistic medicine, all natural, and medical freedom, which is technically she's not about vaccinating. But they call it medical freedom. We want to be medically free. And one thing that they are very, very much against. Hello, Cher. Good to see you. Hi. Cher's great. So she's been promoting this. She's been going on about the C word vaccine. I don't want to get this taken down. And how she doesn't believe that they should be making us take it. Okay. So she's been heavily promoting against it. And she has been promoting medical freedom and how, you know, big bad conspiracy theories. She even did the whole like Bill Gates is trying to kill us all thing. Thank you, Cher. So basically, like, Facebook is watching this lady's Facebook group just like, oh no, chick, no, this is so much misinformation. And as you know, they've been cracking down on the spread of misinformation, especially about this pandemic and everything associated with it. It's very important to Facebook, right? They've been deleting posts. They've been kind of this, what Kate calls censoring. Sure, Kate, they're censoring you and your misinformation, rightfully so. So she's kind of like had this big flip out where she's like, oh my God, Facebook has been censoring us and they're deleting my page. And they're, you know, because like I said, there's a whole Facebook group that's even dedicated to following Kate's misinformation. And so they've probably been reporting her posts for the misinformation. And I'm assuming she's been hit pretty hard because she has this big flip out a couple months ago and decides that she's opening up her own social media app and announced it and opened it up about 2 months ago. And I'm telling you, I'm going to show you some of the posts because, like I said, I screenshotted a bunch. So we're going to be looking at them. But basically, it looks a lot like Reddit. When you download the app, it's called Collective, but it's spelled Colleqtiv. Because, you know, that's like so cool. And when you download it, it's laid out a lot like Reddit. I swear to God, she just took like what Reddit does for their app and then changed it around and made it into hers. Like the layout is very, very similar. And Oh, guys. Her big thing about it is that now they have a freedom of speech app where they can spread their rhetoric. They can discuss how to get out of getting this vax and all of the rest. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at that because I found a lot of things that are worrisome. Yeah, he wants to put microchips in the shop. That's the thing is that I've heard all different things. The thing about these conspiracy theorists is that they might want to all spread the same conspiracy theory. I feel like every time they come up with one like that, it's like a group of them will be like, no, he wants us to kill us. And then the other group will be like, they want to put microchips in us. And I'm like, well, it can't be both. Pick one and stick to it. Like, if you're going to do a conspiracy theory, like, have one conspiracy theory for that topic and then just hone in on that. Don't have like 10 different things Bill Gates is doing to us, apparently. It drives me insane. And so the whole app is based on, you download it, then you have all these different communities, which is why I said it's a lot like Reddit and having like subreddits. Download it, and then there's like so many communities. Again, I'll show you guys in a little bit. And as you're scrolling, you can upvote, you can share, which it would be hilarious to me if they made this app and made everyone download, and then all of them are sharing the post like to their Facebook anyway. Like, I'm like, where are you sharing this to? I thought that you created the app because everyone's censoring you. So why is there a share button? Like, where's it going? Made me laugh a little bit. I was like, that's a little bit weird. I just want to, as an essential oil professional, share. Sorry, got vaxxed. I'm putting this out there because she is an essential oil professional. And you know that a lot of the essential oil professionals in MLMs and Kate herself are against doing that. But this is a real essential oil professional. And she says, go do it. Okay, don't use the essential oils instead. Coming from a real professional, okay? Don't listen to Kate. Listen here. She knows more. I promise you. She makes them from scratch. So I want to have you on one day, actually, to do an interview. I've been awful at arranging interviews lately because I feel like every single time that I think I have some free time for interviews, like school stuff with my kid is happening, and I'm like, I don't have time now. But I'm getting interviews done in the next few weeks, so I definitely want to do that. Yeah, right? That is the endorsement, right? We got an essential oil professional saying, go and get that done, all right? Joe's just all sarcasm all the time. Just all sarcasm. So it's just really confusing, by the way. This app is confusing. I've spent the last few days like going through, trying to figure it out. It's funny because in all the communities, they're all like, oh, we're just figuring out the app, so give us some time. And I'm like, well, if you guys open the thing, don't know how to use it, how do you expect the rest of us that are downloading this and the people in your community to be like, oh yeah, the app, let's use it. Sounds great. So she's echo chamber. She's created an echo chamber for herself and her community to sit in this app and spread their misinformation and their lies. And I'm kind of disappointed in Google and Apple, because you can get it on the Apple Store, of course, too. Yay, I'm sure everyone's super psyched about that. Because I'm like, is there no, like, can you just make apps on anything and then just Because that's scary to me, okay? I think we need to have something in place where someone's like checking out these apps and what they're about. Because, I think someone somewhere would have been like, this girl should not have an echo chamber app. She's not one. It's a worrisome thing. The entire thing, no word of a lie, all over it, sponsored ads, and guess from who? Guess. Did you guess Earthly Wellness? I know you did. All it is. She has no sponsored ads or ads. Anything else. So it's her marketing as well, which is kind of funny to me. So she has somehow created in here, right, that you have sponsored ads on her app, which again, that's a little bit weird. I don't make apps, so I'm not like an app expert, and I'm not claiming to be. I just want to put that out there. Like, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not talking about the actual app. But it's funny to me that she's created this new app, and right away she's put sponsored ads on it so that people can pay to get their ads sponsored on her app. And then we have All Earthly Wellness. And the only other sponsored post I can find is about how magnesium performs over 300 essential functions in the body, except, guess what? It's also earthly.com. So even when you think that the sponsored post isn't earthly because it has a different title and different text, when you click on it, or the link for it ends up being freaking earthly. And you're like, oh, does nobody else sponsor anything? Like, sponsor their ads on this? No, probably not. Because I don't see many businesses being like, I want to put my sponsored ad on this app run by Modern Alternative Mama. I mean, let's be real. I really don't know, other than the apparent 300 businesses that they have helped kind of decide that they be medically free. So yes, this company has gotten 300 businesses to say that they're not going to require proof of vaccination and all that when they reopen, because as you guys know, they're talking about us having to prove that we got that done. As we all go back out into the world, they're talking about some, having cards and things like that. And obviously they're very dead against this. And so they do not want that to be a thing. So they've been trying to get businesses to be like, no, we're not going to do that. And 300 of them have been like, okay. And that's a big win for them. I just want to let Kate know that there's about 300 million businesses that are going to require that card. So, I mean, if you want to only shop at those 300 places, cool. But good luck, Kate. Good luck getting all of the businesses to sign up for that. I'm surprised that they have 300 businesses. What do you do if you had it? Apparently, if you're in the US, they're going to be, I don't know about here in Canada as much, but it seems like we're going to come up with something like this too. I'm going to be doing like a card or some kind of ID just to prove that you've had it. I assume that you would show like your immunization record. Here in Canada, we have one that every time you get one, they stamp it and they say, yes, you have gotten this immunization. So that's kind of what I'm thinking they're going to have in the US. And when they do set that up, they'll let you know what you have to do for it and what you would have to fill out and all of that. So don't worry about it. It'll all be okay as long as we also shut this one up. Drives me insane when people are spreading misinformation and lies. And if you are familiar with ma'am, modern alternative mama, ma'am the scam, that's what I call her, ma'am the scam, then you know that she has been one of the people that says that they cause autism. She is one of those morons. I'm going to call them morons. I have no other words for the people that think that the shots cause autism. Okay, you're a fucking idiot. It's been disproven a million times. I don't, like, literally, that has been disproven. The doctors that did that study, so many of them even were like, oh, never mind, we are actually not standing with this study anymore. There's only like one of the doctors that is like, oh no, it causes this still. And he's the one that made all of the money off of the anti-vax community. Interesting. So I don't know what else to call the people that still believe that bullcrap about the MMR other than morons. I'm sorry. I know it might sound mean, but when you have a study that's been scientifically disproven a bazillion times and you got people speaking out about it a bazillion times, and then you're still like, you're a conspiracy theorist is what you are. It's like the flat earthers. You show them the earth is round and they're like, no, we still believe it's flat. It's like the same thing. These people are the same breed of, I just want to believe because I want to believe something different. And it drives me insane. Drives me insane because it's actually harmful to spread around. That information is harmful. People fall for it. They get manipulated into believing it. And then it can actually harm your child. Because if your child gets the measles, guess what? That could be friggin' way more harmful than autism, okay? So it irks me. Those are one of the things that literally drives me absolutely nutty about that group of people is I just can't. Wakefield. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the question, isn't it, Joe? Is tons. And that's the fucking problem, is that there's people out there that will be like, I would rather my kid get the measles. I've actually seen posts of parents saying they would rather their kid get the measles and pass away than have autism. And that to me is absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't even understand that like way of thinking. It really makes no sense to me. I'm like, no, I would rather have a kid that's alive. But anyway, I don't want to really get into that too much because boy, I can rant about that for 10 hours. It just drives me insane. But yeah, he's the one that basically made all of the money off of the anti-vax community. So take that as you will. And ma'am is kind of trying to be the female Wakefield in a way. That's actually a pretty good analogy for her because she really does want to spread this information around. She's now created an app to have a whole community of people that can all sit there together and spread this misinformation around. And literally, it's an echo chamber. She has created an echo chamber, a full-on echo chamber. So let me just make sure I got this all on here. It's a little bit messy. My wonderful that I had to make, but oh boy, all right. I love it. Love it. We had that rain, Joe. That's why it messes with my internet because here they made all of the internet like 2G. Oh yeah, it's been a fun time, guys. Oh boy, it's been fun. They literally cut back all of the internet around here with everyone being at home. So all of our internets are now like wonky, 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 wonky. So as you can see, can I make this like, let's why do you hate me today, computer? As you can see, we have all these little sub communities, which I guess you could call them like subreddits. We have them. I want to double check. Do you want 5G? I do. I do. I need it after I get this 2G internet for the last while. It's been crazy annoying. So they have these sub Reddits. I don't know what else to call it. These sub communities within their big community, earthly wellness, anti-vax crap, where, as you can see, it's like to gather outdoors. So they have a small, secular, diverse group which values going outside, basically. Active life solutions, safe, heavy metal detox. So guys, what do they do? Heavy metal toxicity detox for. Usually, a parent gets the MMR for their child and then they regret it. They actually do these on babies. Yeah. They'll be like, oh my God, my kid got that bags and now they're all full of toxic metals and we have to do this detox. Creepy. Worrisome. Alabama mamas naturally. What do those puzzle pieces look like? Yeah. Natural-minded mamas. All natural hot mamas. A safe place to find information on all things natural. Oh, but don't worry, dads. Don't worry. They have not forgotten about you. They say everywhere that dads are welcome too. I'm like, oh, great. I'm sure that they're so happy about that, right? Like, the dads everywhere are like, yeah, I can't wait to sign on. That will be great. No, they're not. So an example of the things that are posted in this lovely community, as you can see, earthly. Now, the funny thing is, when you join Earthly, you also have an app to run your earthly business in. Okay, cool. So I really do not understand why. And like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not blanking out the names and stuff. And I know maybe people will be like, oh, she's doxing them. I'm not. It's a public app. You can go download it on your phone right now and scroll through it and see everyone. Sorry. So this person's posting up like so much excitement here. They have all of the earthly, right? Why are you promoting it in this app though? Like, you have your own whole earthly wellness area. And then they also have this app, which is very much dedicated to the earthly news. So it's almost like a secondary earthly wellness app with a bunch of holistic medicine and bad propaganda for our society today in an echo chamber. Like, because I'm like, why? Can't you announce that in the earthly app? So as you see, most of the people that use the app seem to also be earthly customers. It seems like if you want to support Kate and her ideas, she's connected them very much to earthly. Do you know what I mean? So she does the natural medicine propaganda all over this app, and then she offers natural remedies via earthly. It's all just for her to make money. And then be seen as some kind of guru, some natural health guru. That's all it is. If you think that she really truly cares about the people, take a look at how much they care about people. Makes perfect sense, right? CDC to pregnant women. Do not take Tylenol. Avoid caffeine. Deli meat is bad. Stay away from fish. No alcohol. Also, CDC. Even though the COVID injection is experimental, we don't know what harm it will cause to your baby. You should still consider getting it. So we got the anti-vax rhetoric. And then, of course, hashtag science, because they obviously make fun of the whole science community. That's their whole thing. The medical community, the science community, that's what they hate. You guys might have seen me post this one already on my community tab. If you guys aren't checking that out, make sure that you do. I'll post updates. There are a lot. I've let you know what I'm doing throughout the day. So I'm going to be posting up pictures of my family to members only, just because people out here be mean. You guys know what I've been through. I don't have to pretend that I don't have to be like, I haven't had no drama out here ever in my whole life, you know? So that's why I want to do that. It's kind of to protect my daughter from the creepos online. And then I'm still going to share on Instagram though sometimes, guys. So don't be like, oh my God, now I have to join in order to see her family. No. But I'm going to be a little bit more careful about that. But I shared this because this one is a really good sum up of what this whole thing is. I was like, if there was ever a post to explain what this entire app basically is, this is the one. It says, how should you talk to friends and relatives who believe conspiracy theories? Hey, bro, you are right about everything. I'm sorry. And what are they referring to? The pandemic being fake. Oh, yeah. By the way, did I mention that they also think that this whole thing is fake? Imagine thinking that this is fake. I'll show you some of that in a moment. I don't know what happened to my next button. It just like disappeared on me. I was like, where did you go? Like this thing, hello. Again, glowing skin, earthly wellness. And you'll see that that's the earthly VA. So it's a promotion app. She says, we all want our coffee scrub. Our coffee scrub is a simple blend of our charcoal bar and organic coffee. Charcoal bar in your coffee. Fucking yum, right? It exfoliates dry, dull skin away and rejuvenates tired skin, leaving you glowing. Charcoal bar, coffee, all over your face. Okay. Prebiotic mask. Feed your skin's microbiome and enjoy glowing, even-toned skin with Earthly's luxury botanical skincare. Earthly's prebiotic mask is infused on your skin. Orange peels help acne and oilness. It also brightens the skin. Calendula, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that, is added to soothe redness and irritation. Leslie Kaolin Clay, say that 10 times fast, is a natural detoxifier and helps to reduce inflammation. Exfoliating skin cream. This revolutionary product combines exfoliating raspberry seed power with nourishing oils to replenish the skin. Unveil radiant, healthy skin with our all-natural ingredients. Get that glow you've been dreaming of with exfoliating skin cream. Which one will you try? That's an ad. That's a Humbot ad. I feel like I just read something from Young Living or Unique, it drives me a little insane because that's literally half the app. And then this is funny to me. Just hold on. I love the prebiotic mask. I haven't tried the coffee scrub yet, but I love the other two. I absolutely love the prebiotic mask. Some of the people in this app are incredibly robotic. And I have to be honest with you, I can't decide if it's because they're not actual people and it's like a fake account that just keeps writing that they love everything all over the place. Not necessarily these ones, but there's a few in there. You can, again, go scroll, take a look. You'll see what I mean. It sounds robotic, but again, I don't know if it's because they're fake or if it's because they're Huns. I don't know. I can't decide which one it is. I'm kind of sitting there like, I mean, but the Huns also sound pretty robotic. So I don't know. It's just it just kind of made me laugh because it's like, I love the prebiotic mask. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. There's a lot of the comments like that. Do you forage for your herbs? Hey, is Cher still here? Cher, do you forage for your herbs? If you go to a forest, it is free and healing, but do they suggest free forms of wellness? They kind of do, but again, a lot of it ends up coming back to the unhealthy, holistic medicine rhetoric, and often it ends up leading back to you having to buy earthly. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's all just a big trick. It's like a loop. You're like, you don't know which, see, you have, but not usually. And that's because the chances of you, I'm assuming, finding everything that you would actually need and it being in good condition and all that is a lot more difficult when you're just going out and foraging. Yeah, see, grow it yourself is way better. Foraging for it, I mean, that sounds like a fun walk, but when you're thinking about using it, I'm assuming that it would be a lot better to grow it yourself than to go and find the random stuff just outside. Just saying. Foraging is a great way to teach kids about natural remedies. There is nothing wrong with using natural remedies, by the way. I have no problem with you using natural remedies. If you're into the natural remedies things, go for it. What I have an issue with is people that create these natural remedies, like in the earthly wellness products, and then try to make money off of you with it. Because to me, a natural remedy, you should be able to do it yourself in your home, without buying thousands of dollars worth of products to do it. What is the point? What is the point in that? You know what I mean? Again, you want to use natural remedies? Great. But where I have an issue, again, is when you're only using that. If you've taken out all Western medicine and replaced it with only natural remedies, I get worried because they tend to be the same people that if they get diagnosed with cancer, for example, they might not get treatment, which, I mean, again, I guess that's your right if you want to deny treatment and whatnot. But it's kind of worrisome because you're like, well, you could have gotten better, and instead you used things that are not going to help you at all, and that's frustrating. It's also really worrisome. Gets diagnosed with something like, I don't know how you could have a sick child and not take them to the doctor. You know what I mean? And that's what ends up happening, unfortunately, with a lot of the people that are associated around this group specifically. That's what I have an issue with. Because then to me, you're medically neglecting your child. It's like if your kid breaks an arm and you are going and getting like turmeric or something to put on your kid with a broken arm, instead of bringing your kid to the hospital to get a cast, I have a problem. I have a problem with that. That's medical neglect. Your kid is then going through extra pain. It's going to take longer to heal. It can heal wrong. There's so much that can go wrong with that. And then your poor kid is a kid. They don't know anything about any of this stuff in the world. And you're doing it to your kid when they are vulnerable and they can't speak up for themselves. And they would probably, if they could speak up for themselves and they knew any better, say, Mom, holy crap, take me to the hospital. I got a broken arm and it hurts. Do you know what I mean? So that's what drives me nuts. That's what I have a problem with, is that stuff. That's when I'm like, okay, we got issues going on over here. And again, this is the kind of thing that you'll see in Kate's group and in this app, which of course this app becomes more scary because there's no censorship of this and it can be promoted and enabled a lot more, and that's worrisome. It is. So, you know, please don't indoctrinate your children into only believing in natural remedies and holistic medicine. Just like I would say, don't indoctrinate your children into MLM companies. Don't indoctrinate your children into cults. Just don't do it, please. I gotta be honest. Like, I'd have no problem if my daughter became religious later on in life, but even if I had a religious affiliation, I probably wouldn't want to put my daughter into it because she's not old enough to make an informed and educated decision on what religion she wants to be at the age of 6. And it wouldn't be fair for me to push one on her. That's just me and my personal. I have no problem if you like go to church, you take your kids to church. That's just me and my personal. And for me, like what they're doing with this stuff is 5 million times worse than that. When you're indoctrinating your kid into not getting vaccinated and using this stuff instead of going to the doctor. It's worrisome to me. So here's another one. Like I said, most of this seems to be an earthly wellness marketing ploy, which makes me go, why, Kate? There it is again. Have you signed up for earthly alerts yet? Do you want to receive medical freedom alerts? Very specifically, medical freedom ones. So not only are they asking, like, because I'm assuming they also give you alerts on their new products and all that BS, but this specifically is medical freedom alerts. So what does that mean? That means that, again, the whole anti-vax, we don't want this corona one. That's what they are promoting. Scary. Want to receive medical freedom alerts from Earthly via text? We'll send you a quick message when there's something important happening, an action alert, big news, a new article or blog post, and more. Now, where do you think they're getting these new articles and blog posts and all that? Do you think that they're from acclaimed sites? Like that, you know, like that's what they're promoting. So it's driving me insane because it's like, not only are they all about the medical freedom and whatnot, but they probably aren't even using like the actual sites that they should be. The only time that you see them using the good sites is, I'll show you, is when they're talking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, because that went along with their narrative. So you get 4 texts per month. Woohoo! It's like 1 a week. Woohoo! Stay in the know and stay in contact with us, even if our social media gets censored. So again, this is all about them trying to combat their misinformation from getting censored. All right. Herbs and oils can ease little issues. Eating a salad and going to the doctor are different things. Fucking right? Right? I know. Sure, I'll give them my number. Yeah, to laugh and make fun of it. Like I get her email notifications, and that's what I do with them. I kind of just get them to be like, oh God, this is what you guys are doing right now. Oh, just so I can keep up with the bullshit they're spewing so that I can then combat it. So again, this whole operation and this whole app is literally about them not getting censored. But they even have thought, because in future they're like, what if they find our app? What if they start reporting us? What if they censor us? And then, of course, you can always text stop to opt out. I would be interested to know if you can, though. I'm just going to throw it out there. There's been a lot of these kinds of text things where even when you press stop, they don't let you opt out. So just be wary of that. I don't know if this one specifically does that. I can't say. But just, Joe, if you want to sign up to laugh at them, make sure you want to laugh at them forever. Just in case, man. So parents of the child sign up for the trial. This is fear-mongering. Is always great in these communities. They do it a lot. I just got off the phone from a tearful phone call from a dear friend. Her friend. Wait a minute. So you got off the phone from a tearful phone call from a dear friend whose friend, so your friend's friend, lost her 2-year-old niece after she received the Moderna vaccine hours prior to developing blood clots all over her tiny body. She died. She mattered. She was nearly 2. I'm not anti-vax. I'm really not. I'm anti-human experience, anti-mandatory vax. There's no such thing as an innocent child dying for the greater good, so don't try that on me. Now, can I say that it sounds fake? Is that cruel? I mean, it's kind of like my friend's friend told me that. I'm asking for a friend. Like, if that happened, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Right. Nobody should be dying from anything. However, there's not been cases, as far as I know, of people dying from Moderna. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, please, if you have heard actually like reports, and I mean like actual real news articles, reports of this, then let me know, please. But I haven't seen anything about that. I do know, and we'll get into that in a little bit, that the Johnson & Johnson one was having some issues, but not Moderna. That one got approved. People are getting it, and I haven't heard anything wrong with it. If people actually were passing away from sudden blood clots all over their body, I'm sure I would hear about it. I'm not really sure how, honestly, someone would get blood clots all over their body from a vaccine unless they were autoimmune and shouldn't have gotten the vaccine. And that can happen. And that's an awful tragedy. It's awful. But it does not mean that the Moderna vaccine then causes blood clots all over people's bodies. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't automatically equate to Moderna being bad. In cases where people have passed away from vaccines, it's usually due to them not knowing that they had an autoimmune disorder when they got it, or another underlying condition when they got it. That's what it's from. So this story, just none of it sits right with me. And I tried to look up and find the case, and I couldn't find this. I couldn't. Now, I'm in Canada. I got to be real with you. Being in Canada, I have noticed that sometimes when I Google things over here, I get different searches. If this happened in the US somewhere, it might be harder for me to find. This is kind of why I also want to put this out there. If you're in the US and you feel like looking this up and maybe doing a little searching for me, and you do find this, please send it to me, because I would like to look at that. That would be something to look into. I believe in spreading the complete truth, which is why I don't like the anti-vax community. But again, I searched and I did not find any information about someone who was 2 years old that got the vaccine and passed from that, which then makes me really pissed off, because now you are making up a child passing to spread your crappy conspiracy theories. And that's sickening. That's disgusting. There are people that have lost children and would see that and think you're disgusting, because that's like one of the hardest things that you can go through. And the fact that you would use that to spread your false narratives about vaccines is disgusting. It's gross. Disgusting. So I just had to rant about that for a bit, because I saw that, I was like, oh, fuck's sakes. This is 0 to 10 in 1 second. So will people ever wake up and see what's happening? What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and a conspiracy fact? 1 year. Oh, yeah? So in a year from now, am I all of a sudden going to realize that the earth is flat? Oh my God. Joe, oh no, what if that happens to us, man? What if we, man. Stay negative, $2. You donated $2 to promote my subreddit of haters? Dude, you know that I've like shared that before, right? Like, I don't hide the haters. They're my marketing team. Right, Anna? If you ever watching Anna, she'll watch the replay. Love you, Anna. So, yeah. Thanks for the dono. You know, that's subreddit again. The subreddit that is dedicated to sticking up for my boyfriend and makes fun of things I wrote online. I was a teenager. How dare I, guys? Guys, did you guys know that when I was between age 18 to 20 that I partied? I know. Cancel me. Who parties at those ages? I mean, especially when they're in their first year of college. Like, who parties? Who experiments with drugs and stuff like that? Their first year of college when they're like 19. I'm such a weird breed. Nobody else in the whole world has ever done that. That's what they're canceling me over. It's fun. It's a fun time. Actually, maybe you should go check it out, because you'd probably get a laugh, because everyone that's gone and checked it out with a brain, they get a laugh. They find it interesting and really funny, especially if my real life friends, they've gone and checked it out. Oh, we've had some laughs. Natural bug repellent. It's quite buggy out already. Yeah, we're full of Kate being a fucking bug. That's right. Yes, Kate. You're a fucking bug. Don't put the chemicals on your little ones. Check out this all natural one from Earthly. Who knew? Right? I mean, and that's kind of what's funny to me. And that's why, Cher, when you asked me earlier if they do any other like natural, I'm like, I need to lead back to Earthly. It's yeah. And is it free? No, Earthly's not free. Earthly's very expensive. I did a deep dive on them. You can go check that out. You'll see. You'll be like, I wouldn't buy this. Sadly, many people don't realize this. Did you know that the shots currently being used are only authorized for emergency use by the FDA? They can't be formally approved until their final phase 3 trials are complete, which won't happen until 2022 and 2023. If you get it now, you're a trial participant. Canada, it took them a long time to start giving us those vaccines because they wanted Health Canada to do a bunch of testing on them first. They quickly approved them, and now they've started to give them to elderly people. We're a little bit behind the US in terms of getting them here. I still don't get mine yet, and I have to wait. They're saying it probably won't be for another month or two that I can go get mine. Being like a 30-year-old healthy person, they're doing elderly people and that kind of thing first, right? So no, I'm not a human trial, but do you know what you are a human trial for if you're in this group? The fucking Earthly wellness products, lady. Like, literally MLMs do human trials on their customers. Yeah, the MLMs test the product. They go, oh, look, they hire medical doctors. They hire their scientists. They have them test them. They'll even post them up on their website, all like, these are the hired medical doctors and scientists that we have to test our stuff. And then you do before and after pictures. You try them out and you let them know how they work. That's a human trial. Way worse than this one. Because the doctors get paid by the companies to say that it's good. We have some really unethical scientists and doctors out here, okay? They're not good. They're very unethical. And that's a huge issue. So, yeah, it's cracking me up a little bit that they think that they can get away with this. I don't understand why a single post is also a promotion for fucking Earthly. Look at this. Like, it's all Earthly wellness. Mountain Rose Herbs. Essential oil kit sale. What do you think, Cher? Are they look good? You have Calming Blend, Shield Blend, Breathe Blend, Sleep Blend, and Pick Me Up Blend. And as we discovered on my Earthly Wellness video, yes, they're all supposed to do something medical for you. Like, they'll be like, oh, the calming blend you can take and it will help your anxiety and you'll be feeling better. No, don't do that. That's a false medical claim. So, and this made me laugh so. I have to do this joke. New product line coming soon. What do you think? It could be. Any guesses? Fucking cocaine? Like, what the? I really hope it's like bath salt, okay? Okay? Because at this point, I'm not sure anymore with this company. I'm like, would they do that? It'd be like, it gives you energy. It gives you motivation. It cures your depression. Like, literally, though, I just laughed so hard when I saw this. I was like, weird promo, but sure. So this is kind of what you get when you first sign up, download, go on to the homepage. It says, subscribe to some communities to fill your home feed. So you got to press this and then this like little button right here that looks like 3 people. Now, 3 people, in the shape of pyramid? Upside down? An upside down funnel system. Yeah, that's what it is. And when you click on that, you get this lovely like list, like I showed you guys, of all of the communities, subs, I don't know what to call them. Alternative families, American made. Now that one is a little bit funny. Go check that one out. All things artistic and crafty, which I don't have any problem with that one. I mean, you guys want to go in there, you want to be artistic and crafty, fine. Cool. Welcome to my community. So we have some other little holistic businesses, but of course they all sell products. They sell them. Amplified Health Now. This I have a problem with. Offer support and solutions to your toughest health challenges. That whole community is filled with false medical claims and false treatments and health challenges. Fucking worrisome. Dangerous. Scary to me. Luckily, there's only 55 subscribers. But I'm sure there'll be more. There's like 200 in this Art of Healing one. Which, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, what is that? And then I was like, oh, it's just memes and shit. But it encourages your holistic healing still. It's just in memes and pictures. So it's not as bad. The ones that are bad are those like medicine ones. And then the rest are kind of like birth. Kate, of course, prides herself on being the modern alternative mama. So her whole thing is that she's a mom and she uses alternative medicine and she's modern day because for some reason in modern day, we're bringing back pseudoscience. And so she gives a lot of parenting advice. She gives a lot of pregnancy advice. She gives a lot of advice about birthing. You might have seen my video on her where she discussed the vitamin K shot, that kind of thing. So that's why she is kind of a worrisome person that I wanted to cover. Because it's horrifying to me that she would try to play off that she's some kind, caring mom that's trying to help everyone out here, when really we know that she's spreading misinformation and lies and conspiracy theories and really just trying to make bank. I gotta call a spade with that one. And this app proves it even more because, like I said, the sponsorship ads all earthly. Like she's paying herself to sponsor herself. I don't know how that works, by the way. That just messes me right up because I'm like, okay, you run the app. It's your app. You created it. It's all under her name. It actually says like creative by modern alternative mama Kate. I can't say her last name. It's like, and so You made it, you created it, you're making all the ad proceeds off of it then from the sponsored ads. So then you went and you paid yourself to sponsor yourself on your own app. I don't know how that works. I mean, does she get like double the money for that? I don't really know. It's all just very strange. I don't get it, but that's what it is. So it's worrisome. And then these ones. Calling the shots. YYC. I swear to God, Kate, this one gives me a neck ache, okay? We are a group of like-minded folks who believe in medical freedom, and that is one of the most worrisome ones in there. And then my fellow Canadians. What the fuck are you doing in there? Canadian crunchy mamas? Really? What are you doing? Come on, I thought we were smarter than this. We're just as dumb as the Americans. I'm just joking. I love the Americans. But like, oh, I was like, there's a whole group dedicated to my country in here. And then there's a bunch of people in it. They're like, hi, I'm from Alberta. Hi, I'm from Eastern Ontario. I'm like, Eastern Ontario? That's where I am. Where are you? We got to have a talk. Like, you know, like, no. Made me so upset to see. I was like, why? Why, Kate? Why? Natural antibiotics. Now, when you first start reading this, and I'm not going to go through the whole, it's this huge post, because what they do, and you can kind of see it, is they start off by telling you the history of antibiotics, which I have no issue with. Go ahead, talk about that. Great. But then by the end of it, they're telling you not to trust the antibiotics that are given by the doctors, which they technically prove a lot of them are very natural. If you don't know, antibiotics comes from natural. You know what I mean? So they have actually created their own antibiotics. And there's recipes for how to make your own antibiotics. Here is posts from the Calling the Shots. It doesn't have a lot of posts on it, but it's a lot of propaganda. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Calling the Shots YYC group. We are still figuring out how to use this platform. Stay tuned. I just found that funny because they're like, hi, we created a group in here. We have no clue how to use this. We'll be back. And now we have some posts also of them talking about COVID and ventilators. Now, you would think that this would be them talking about, you know, and sharing it because they're worried about people that contract COVID being on ventilators and, you know, how COVID can affect some people, especially people that I already have breathing issues. Like, for those that don't know, I have some health condition stuff, and one of them helps me breathe. No, it doesn't help me breathe. That's the problem. It messes up my breathing. So for me, like, if I unfortunately contracted COVID, I would probably end up in the hospital on a ventilator because of that. You would think that they would be like discussing that, but no, they're actually thinking that this is fake because they don't believe in the pandemic happening. They believe the pandemic is caused in order for them to give us a vaccine. And like I said, some of them seem to believe it's to harm us, and then some of them seem to believe the chip thing. And some of them just think that they're trying to put us in quarantine forever. Jesus Christ, if you're going to do a conspiracy theory, can you please just pick one thing, like I said, and then double down on that instead of having 10 different things it could possibly be? And because I have trouble following it, and I don't know how they follow it. I guess that's why it's a conspiracy theory, but it's like, it makes me see red because I'm like, how can you say that this stuff is fake? Like, people have lost family members over this. Doctors say underlying health conditions likely to blame for vaccine deaths. I mean, yeah. Like I said, if someone does get a vaccine and it ends up not being good, it's usually due to underlying health conditions. A lot of times they don't know that they are autoimmune, especially young children, because might not be able to find that out, unfortunately, until your kid gets their first vaccine. It sucks. It's just that's the way it happens sometimes, very unfortunately. So, I mean, this was probably one of the better posts because I was like, I feel like that messes up some of their rhetoric. But it was still kind of being used as a fear-mongering thing because their whole thing is that the underlying health condition you could possibly have would be COVID. And then you go get a vaccine and then you're going to die. And then you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I thought they had some self-awareness finally. But no. And here is the vaccine passports. Anyone think of a way around these vaccine passports? They are widely being used in Israel, and Disneyland says they will be requiring proof of vaccination to go there as well. Sighs, it's coming. What's coming? The New World Order. I don't fucking know. Probably the New World Order, where they think that we're all going to have to live at home forever in this pandemic and the government's trying to control all of us with it. Some people have led that to the New World Order conspiracy. Like, it leads to 10 different conspiracies, okay? Like, pick one, stick to it, and that's it. But would love to get your thoughts. Now, this is worrisome. Move to Florida, where there's been executive action taken against it by the governor. It becomes literally a pile of people that are talking about how to get out of this. Here is an interesting video from a software engineer about the kind of society we are heading into with the invasion of privacy and elimination of basic constitutional rights and freedoms at every step of the way. We'll look into that in future. Don't worry. And I also have hubby concerns. There is no way he will force me into the shop, but he may take it himself as he is clueless of what is going on. Yeah, Flora, it's your husband that's clueless. But come get your wife. She's calling you clueless. And, like, get her to get the vaccine. The best option is to move to a safer area or country. Have any of you considered moving? These people are literally willing to uproot their entire lives to get out of getting the vaccine. That's fucking psycho to me. Like, are you kidding me? Like, to a whole other state, to a whole other country. That's some commitment to your conspiracy theory if I've ever seen it. I mean, I guess we got to commend them for that. But, I mean, I know it's a difficult and complicated process and a hard decision to make to leave everything behind, but it's something to consider and would be good to discuss possible options. Are we going to can you guys just make a compound? I literally wonder. I wonder if that's where this is going. It could happen. Okay, I'm just saying that's how cults are formed, ladies and gentlemen. That's literally how that happens. 9 days ago. I got these ones today, guys. Vaccine passports are a global movement. I don't think that moving is really a logical option. Thank God. Someone with a little bit of self-awareness. I'd be interested in moving to a homesteading community with like-minded people. But again, there are logistical issues with that. A homesteading community with like-minded, you mean like a coven? A cult? There are countries that do not have restrictions and continue to live a normal life. There are countries that don't mandate COVID vaccines and or have vaccines that do not come with a long death injury victims list. If not for my husband, I would be out of here yesterday. I'm sorry, I choked on how silly that was. Or at least would move to a Republican state. My state has too short of the growing season for homesteading. Not a good climate for that. So now they are planning homesteading together. Imagine if they actually did go and make an entire ma'am the scam community. Do you have a list of these countries? I'd love to know. I'm going to move to one. It looks like New York is already building concentration camps for undesirables, aka isolation zones. I haven't heard anything about that. So if anyone has more information on that, I'd love to see that. Have any of you read about 10 stages of genocide? Implementation of vaccine passports is a step in the process of division of society into acceptable and unacceptable groups, which will begin the process of dehumanization. So where have you been, Flora? We've been doing that out here in society for centuries already. Have you ever heard of racism, ableism, sexism? Technically, that's what that is, okay? I've already been doing that. I mean, it's funny how you're not worried about any of that, though. Made my head explode, guys. That made my head explode. I was like, what in the world? I've read some things will require either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. Now, my whole thing is like, okay, but what's the issue with having to provide a negative COVID test? I mean, are you planning on getting COVID and then going around everywhere with it? Please fucking don't. I'm writing my representatives to let them know I don't approve of vaccine passports. I don't know if it will do any good. Probably not, sis. But I have to try. I mean, write until your arm falls off, but probably not. I'm interested in ways around it as well. If they become a thing that puts a hindrance on our lives, my hubby will push for us to get the shot. She's acting like that's like some kind of spousal abuse almost. Agree about the husband part. That worries me. Although he's supportive, he would be mad if we couldn't go places because of it. I would seriously consider a fake passport before getting the actual shot. Forgery and fraud. Yeah, forgery and fraud. Okay. Vaccination, not. Fucking, what kind of logic is that? I can't make this shit up. Like, can we, Joe? Can't we send them to where polar bears roam the streets? The vaccine passports I do find excessive in my opinion. And do you know what? That's fine. But you also have no problem going and getting the vaccine. I understand people being a little bit like, oh, I don't know about these like passports. But my issue again with them is that they're not just worried about having to carry around the passport and how that's going to work. That would be kind of a normal worry to me. I could understand being like, I feel like that's a little excessive. I can't. They're literally advocating against not getting the shot, not getting any kind of passport, and apparently even frauding it if they have to. That's the issue, right? I love creatures better than people. I think I agree with you on that because, well, especially when you do what I've been doing for the last year, you start you start to lose. Oh, there are jails in New York. That's worrisome. See, because I worry about them then getting sick with it because it would be so much worse for them being elderly, right? Like they would be considered a vulnerable person, which is kind of like who's getting their shots here now. We're doing all of the like vulnerable people, all of the I wonder how that will work. Where if they have public jobs, like will they not be allowed to go to work? Because see, like I understand why maybe if you were all about freedom and that kind of thing, how maybe you would be a little bit worried about having to carry around a passport. Like I said, that makes sense to me. I can completely understand why people would be about that and like thinking, oh no, what if I like lose it and then I can't like get in somewhere? Things like that, just like normal worries surrounding it. I understand. But I definitely am against people that are like, I'm not going to be getting this and I am going to advocate that other people not get it. Because I mean, technically, I can't force you to get the shot. If you don't want to get it, then I can't like make you. And technically, neither can the government, which is kind of why they've put the restrictions as well, other than not wanting everyone to get infected. Because just because you get the vaccine, also, guys, it doesn't mean that you get this vaccine and then you just won't ever get COVID. That's the other thing. You can still get COVID. It's just obviously it's not going to be as bad for you. I mean, it's the same as the flu vaccine for that. It just won't be as bad. If you don't get the flu vax and then you get the flu, you end up like real sick for like a whole week and you're puking, you're pooping yourself, etc. Whereas if you get the vax, maybe then you just kind of feel crappy in bed for a few days. It's kind of the same when it comes to, well, it is the same when it comes to the COVID. So I also want to put it out there that don't think that just because you get the shot, for example, that you're completely immune now. Like from ever getting it, you still do have to wash your hands. I'd still wear a mask. I'd still be a little bit careful about getting too close to people just in case. And especially since there are people that exist like these friggin' people that don't want to get vaccinated, right? Like, but think of how crazy these people are here though, where they're literally willing to do a fake passport. And I bet you Kate read that and she was like, oh my God, I just found a new way to make money. I'll start selling fake passports. That's the type of people we're dealing with. It seems like we're in the same situation. It's so hard for me because when we got married, I vowed to myself that I would lift him up as the decision maker for our family. Now I don't know how to not come across as a crazy conspiracy theorist. Oh, okay, hold on, I'll finish and then I'll get to that. So that makes educating people, including my husband, so hard. If your belief system and talking about your belief system makes you worry that you're going to come off as a crazy conspiracy theorist, maybe you should rethink the whole thing because something tells me you're probably just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Just saying. Like, I don't really talk about many things when it comes, like I talk about MLMs and I've never heard people be like, she's a crazy conspiracy theorist with those beliefs. You know what I mean? It's like, if that's a worry for you, it's probably your beliefs. This is why I hate this group. A good example of what makes me rage when I go into this group. Preteen emotional boy. I have a 12.5-year-old son who is becoming increasingly intolerant, quick to anger, and moody. You mean like because he's like going on 13? the age that most kids get really moody, like becoming a teenager. You ever know this must be your first kid that you have ever seen ever? Teenagers are moody. They're quick to anger. Teenagers are straight up rude, okay? Do you have any supplement ideas? I feel like this person took a very normal thing that goes on in adolescence, which is when you are becoming a teenager, you turn into an asshole. It's true. I was definitely an asshole at 13. Oh yeah, that was probably one of my worst teen years, would have been 13. In fact, I was such an asshole that my parents almost put me in group homes 3 times that year. It can happen. Okay, you can be quick to anger, you can be moody, you can be a whole behavioral mess. Do you have any supplement ideas? What do you think they posted under here? All the earthly wellness crap. Amplified Health offers support and solutions to your toughest health challenges. My goal is to educate and inspire you to transform your health, body, mind, and spirit. So your toughest health challenges, as you say. That's what you want to deal with? Jesus Christ, now I'm worried, right? That scares the crap out of me. Anyone from Ontario, Canada? Yes. Hi, I am from Ontario, Canada. I'm actually from the capital of Canada. Please listen to me when I tell you not to be in this group and eating up Kate's bullshit. Thank you. You know, I just want to be like, come on, Canadians, get out of this. Get out. Leave it. So, honestly, those are small examples. I tried to get, as much as I can kind of show you an array of the type of posts that are in there. It gets worse and worse and worse as you go along. And like I said, unfortunately, you can only download it on a phone. I feel like Kate was like, maybe if I make it so they can only download on a phone, then nobody can live stream my app. I'm sorry, Kate. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry about your wife's cousin. I hope she's okay. That could be bad if she got COVID. I wouldn't want that. Tell her to stay far, far away from that person. It's so creepy. I would be kind of mad at my work for that. Like, why are you letting me work next to this person, okay? But yeah, like, as you go through the app, guys, it gets worse and worse and worse. And there's got to be about 400 communities. It's just pages and pages of communities. And like, bye, Cher. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, especially since we were talking about the essential oil here. I always like having Cher here when we're talking about the essential oils and Kate's essential oils and all that, because like I said, she's an actual expert. She makes them from scratch all herself. She knows, she's like a herbalist. She knows what she's doing. So, I like to have her there so that she can be like, yeah, don't, listen to the use essential oils instead of getting vaccinated rhetoric. It's crap. She's like, I got vaccinated. Fuck you guys. So, yeah, the app gets worse and worse. And what worries me about it is, again, like she said, you can't censor it. There's nowhere to report it to. You're reporting it to Kate. She's created a completely big echo chamber of her rhetoric. And it's just a bunch of people in there all giving each other really worrisome and bad medical advice. And then also like anti-vax rhetoric crap. And it's a lot. And then, like I said, it just seems to be promoting Earthly over and over and over again. And she's paid herself to sponsor herself in ads on her own app, which I'm still a little bit confused about. Hey, gorgeous. I'm still doing a live stream. Thank you. You okay? You just tripped. So, yeah, guys, like I'm gonna be keeping an eye on it. Obviously, I always do. One sec, beautiful. I always do. I'm wrapping this up. Don't worry. And so, like, it's just really worrisome to me. I think it's a little. Yes, it is. It's through Google. You can get it at the Google store. I'll type the name of it into the chat because I don't know if you guys. That's how you spell it. CONNEQTIV, or you can just actually type in modern alternative mama and I'm sure it will pop up because she has obviously made sure to put her brand name on there. So I'm sure it would also pop up with that. You can get it in the Google Play Store or you can get it on the store. Apple, is that what it's called? I don't have an iPhone, so I'm like the Apple store. It's also available on that one. So yeah. Unfortunately, you can't download it on the computer yet, which I'm hoping she never comes up with that option because honestly, we don't need her to be on the computer. Like we just don't. And like it made me kind of laugh because I was like, okay, so this lady is bad that Facebook has been censoring her, but really they're trying to stop her from spreading the misinformation that she has now created an echo chamber for. So we really have to worry about that and keep an eye on that and just know that it exists, I guess, and that Kate has figured out that all of us are paying attention.
Help her, right?
Help her, right? No. I love you. So it's worrisome to me. I feel like this can put a lot of people in danger, especially the children of these people. I always worry for the kids of these people. I can never imagine like doing any of this stuff with my kid. Like I said, I don't know how you can like not take your kid to the hospital if they have an injury. And you may be aware that Kate is someone that has, especially in the past, advocated for that. I know that Jeff Holiday did a video on her back in 2014 because I did my video. I was like featuring 2014 Jeff Holiday. And if you actually watch that video, you'll see that she advocates for not going to the doctor for broken bones and things like that. So that's like what is really worrisome about this app that she has created is that it's literally an app all dedicated to her rhetoric, her earthly wellness BS, her curing essential oils, which again, false medical claims galore in this thing. And here's the thing. When it comes to reporting this, it's not like you can report it to her because it's her app. It appears that Google, you can't really report to Google or the Apple Store, really. I'm sure there's worse apps out there too. I'm throwing that out there. Like I've heard of some crazy apps out there. So I really don't think that they're like approving apps or anything. So I hope they change that. I feel like that would help us a lot in society if they would stop just letting any app out there. Just saying. And so now they can just kind of sit there and spew their bull crap. And all we can really do is screenshot it and then report it to the CDC and like the FTC and like Health Canada and that kind of thing. But that's really the only thing that we can do to kind of try to stop it, I guess, stop her from spreading this misinformation. Unfortunately, since it is a private app, I don't know if they'd be able to do much about it. So I'm going to be looking into that a lot more. I'm going to be looking into kind of like what we can do about this app. And I mean, hey, if my haters out there are watching and you guys actually want somebody worrisome to keep an eye out for, I just gave you her. They've even got a whole Facebook group dedicated to her. And, you know, Jeff Holiday's covered her before, so maybe you'll get some clout. I've covered her now. Maybe you'll get some clout. I don't know. Stop wasting time on me and go deal with somebody that's actually worrisome to society. Because this lady's crazy. And I don't think that she should be allowed to put people in danger. Like I said, what always worries about me is the spread of information and how it can put people in danger, especially the children of the parents that are in this group. Like, it does. It really scares me and creeps me up to think about like the harms that can come from people because of this whole group. And I'm obviously keeping an eye out to see if they actually do come up with some kind of way to fraud the vaccine cards. As you saw that they were like about to start planning. It sounded like they wanted to start a coven. That would be interesting if they actually did turn into a cult. I mean, oh, is it saying that web version is coming? And that'll be a fun day. Web version is coming in 2021. Well, hello, Kate. Yeah, hi. We're in 2021. You want to like get on that now so that my next live stream we can actually tear through the whole thing? That would be great. Thanks, Kate. Kate hates me, by the way. She and I have spoken. She knows that I have done my videos on her. She knows that I am on her tail. She knows, which could also be why she is opening this up. I'm going to be honest with you. Myself and, like I said, an entire Facebook group have kind of been covering her again for the last several months. And I think she has realized that it's going to be harder and harder for her to spread this misinformation, especially with the crackdowns that these social media apps are doing due to the pandemic, which I totally agree with them doing. They should be shutting down her crappy Facebook page that spreads false information and anti-vax rhetoric and can put people in harm's way. I'm for censoring information like that that's actually going to harm people and put like this is a whole community now in harm and they don't even know it. A lot of them are just kind of manipulated by Kate. I feel like because she is the CEO of an MLM and it works kind of similar with the manipulation tactics and that kind of thing. Like, you know, so the whole thing just sits wrong with me. I'm going to be keeping an eye out as soon as that web version comes out, guys. Oh yeah, we are going to actually take a real look into it. We'll have some fun with that. And then you guys can tell me what you want me to like click on and stuff like that. And yeah, we can definitely have some fun. Go for it, Joe. You would be a great troll to have in there. Joe just put his sarcasm all over all their posts. I'll be getting a kick out of that as I'm going through. I'll be like, haha, there's Joe. So yeah, I don't know. Go check it out, guys. Like I said, don't ever just take my word for things. Always go and do your own research. I never want you to just take my word for when I'm covering things like this, even the MLMs. Go do your own research. That's what I'm advocating for. You doing your own research instead of being manipulated by people like Kate telling you what to believe and what you should be believing about holistic medicine, because Kate's not a doctor or a nurse or a healthcare professional at all. She's just not. So the worrisome. So yeah, I know. I didn't care, so I just used my email. I was like, "Hi, Kate. Good to see ya." I'm sure she got. I don't know if she gets notifications of people that sign up, but I'm sure she would have seen mine and been like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes." I'm sure I'll get a comment from her under this video. I've gotten full on earthly wellness comments, and we know she's running the earthly wellness account out here, even on YouTube. So that should be fun. She definitely knows who I am, and she is dead against me covering her and talking about the harms, which is why, like I said, I don't want to be covering her like constantly all the time. I'm really dead against that. You guys know that in the anti-MLM community, we don't like to like constantly cover the same person. We don't want to actually make anyone feel like we're bullying them. Don't send her any hate. I mean, if you want to go and have some fun in the app, you can go have some fun in the app, but don't be hateful about it. Like, don't start yelling at these people. Please try and remember that a lot of the people that believe this kind of thing are actually like brainwashed and manipulated. Again, the same thing with the MLMs, okay? Like, I want you to understand that it's not the fault of them necessarily. It's like, don't attack the Huns because they get manipulated by the CEOs. Same thing goes for here. Don't attack anyone in that group. They're being manipulated by Kate. And don't attack Kate either. I do not agree with you going and like writing her mean messages or comments or anything like that. You guys know I am dead against doing that with anything. It's just, know it's on there. If you want to go and browse it, go browse it. You want to do some sarcasm, I can't stop you. But yeah, don't be hateful about it. Joe's just gonna go be sarcastic. Yeah, see, just a little fun, but like, yeah, not hateful. I trust you, Joe. I know you won't be. So, I'm more putting this out there. It's for the other people that might watch this, right? So, yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I am going to end the stream here because I don't really know what else to say about it, other than I'll be keeping an eye out, and I will update you guys if she starts doing something psycho crazy or something. But until then, we'll just kind of wait, and then we'll look at the app when the web version becomes available. But she just kind of does the same thing over and over and over again. So to me, it'd be repetitive to just sit here covering everything she does. And I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm like picking on them or bullying them or anything like that. So yeah. But I do have memberships open now. So there's 3 tiers for that. Make sure you guys join. If you do join, then you do get, see Joe. Joe looks all fancy right now. He's got his membership badge. Woo woo. And yeah, he looks all fancy. So you get to look fancy. You get a little spade next to your name whenever you comment under my stuff on YouTube. And you also get some emojis and fun stuff like that. And yeah, other perks, access to my Discord is one that I have added as well. So make sure that you check that out if that's something that you're interested in. I would really, really appreciate that. So every little bit helps. It goes back into the channel so that I can continue to provide you content. Who are you calling on my phone, you clown? She just grabbed my phone, and all of a sudden I hear beep, 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 beep. Like, no, we're not calling China today, huh? So yes, everyone, no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope that you have a fabulous your support and all of the love, especially over the last few weeks. It has been very, very much appreciated. And I will see you actually later on tonight, because we are actually going to be doing another live stream at 8:15 p.m. tonight. Might be closer to 8:30, depending again on the little one. She always comes first, and her bedtime is just before 8. So I'll let you know if I have to put it off a little bit, but we'll definitely be going live like by 8:30. So yeah, we're going to be talking about some fun stuff. I'll share it after this, and hopefully I see you all tonight. We can hang out again. Until then, have a good one. Who you calling with my phone? Bye, guys.